Hi, Mikel.
Hello.
Another huge match and another chance to complete a historic season with another trophy. So what's the feeling going into this game tomorrow?
Great. The preparation has been really, really good, really focused, really positive. We are here because we have earned the right to be here in the manner that we have played and performed in the competition. And tomorrow on that field, we're going to have to earn the right to go and win the trophy.
And could you just get some team news, please, before tomorrow? What is the state of the squad? Is Jurien Timber fit to play tomorrow?
He's fit, yeah.
Fit enough to start the game?
Yes.
And Noni Madueke?
Noni as well.
Yeah.
The only one is Ben White.
You're big on messaging and keeping the players engaged. So have you used defeat at all to PSG last season in your messaging to the players this week?
Well, we certainly use examples and things that we learned from those 3 matches. And it's a lot to take from there, but it's true that we have evolved in a different way. They have evolved in a different way. Their scenario is different as well. And yeah, we took some learnings and some things that we have to do better. And I'm sure that that will happen tomorrow.
Darmesh from Sky Sports.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
That's fantastic news with regard to the fitness of your squad aside of Ben. You've often said that picking your team week in, week out is one of the most painful, almost challenging parts of your job. Where are the pain levels when you think about your team selection on Saturday?
It's because I look around and I see the joy and the desire that all of them have to play this match. We all know that is the biggest game in football competition, and everybody wants to be part of that. And yeah, they all understand what it takes and as well how important everybody is to make an impact when it's needed.
Luis Enrique, the PSG head coach, has been very wholesome in his praise of Arsenal and in particular of you. I just want to get your opinion on Luis Enrique as a man and as a manager as well.
Well, he's always been a reference since he was a player, because he was a very special player. And then when he became a coach, and if you look at his journey, when he left Spain and he went abroad and then he came back, and what he's done, and in particular what he's done with this PSG club and team, you can see his fingerprints all over it, the identity, the mentality, the way the players behave, the way they play. So yeah, it's been an inspiration, and tomorrow we will be clashing each other on that touchline.
John from the Mirror.
Hello, Mikel.
Hi.
We've talked a lot about 22 years, first time for the title. This is the first Champions League final in 20 years. I mean, for some of these players, you know, for many players, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. How important is it that kind of you seize that, and you know, and that I'm sure will be in your messaging, won't it?
Well, I think it's the opportunity to own the moment, because, as you said, it's the second time in our history that we are here, and we have the opportunity tomorrow to write a new chapter in the history of this football club. And in order to do that, we have to play tomorrow with such a clarity, a lot of courage, and a relentless desire to win. If we have those 3 aspects, I'm sure that we're going to be close to win.
Charlie, the Sun.
Mikel, because you've won the title, in a funny sort of way, is the pressure off just a little bit?
No, the ambition is bigger. We have won, and we won the second one, and that's all we've been talking about. There has to be a platform to reach bigger destinations and to aim for more, and the TP is capable, because he's shown it in the last 2 seasons, the way of 3 in this competition, what we've done this season in the competition, and I want the players to be so confident that we're going to go and do it.
Arsene Wenger's sort of spoken publicly, saying how he hopes, you know, your team can go one step further. Has he been in touch at all?
No, well, no, not directly, because you know how Arsene is, and he doesn't want to be in the way. But I know how we all feel. I spoke to a lot of ex-players that they've been in this position as well, and everybody's rooting for us. It's an opportunity as a club to write something new that we never done. So that's what we want to do.
Matt, London Evening Standard.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
You spoke the last couple of months about how you visualised lifting the Premier League trophy. That was something you dreamed about. Where did the Champions League sort of feature in those dreams? How special was that for you?
In a really similar way, and I think all the process and the journey that took us all the way here, it's remarkable from the team. And as I said, we earn it in the manner that we have approached the competition every game, and the contribution and performance that we have through our players. And tomorrow is the last game to go and win it and bring it home.
Amy, Athletic.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
You say the ambition is bigger after winning the Premier League. Have you noticed something different when you look in the eyes of your players since they've had that moment?
That they want more. I think going through those moments brings you a different kind of desire because you lived it, you know exactly how it feels, and you want to reproduce that feeling as many times as possible. And tomorrow we have the opportunity to do that.
Tom from Football London.
Hi, Mikel. It's in the middle, right here.
Yeah.
We spoke after the Atletico game, and building on from what Darmesh said, you said that the lineups for that game, you'd written a million lineups on your iPad. I'm just curious, how many have you written for this one?
Not that many, but there's still some time to go through. We had a bit more certainty as well. We said some players that could be on that pitch, but yeah, in relation to the context of the game and what can happen tomorrow, we need to be ready.
Budapest, you can see there, Arsenal's captain and vice-captain have sat down to talk to the media. Here are Martin Ødegaard and Bukayo Saka.
You know, all we've been through to get to that moment makes it feel so good, and to do it with this group, it's just unbelievable. And yeah, such a beautiful day, and as you say, it's going to be there forever for all of us. So yeah, special feeling, and of course the energy we take from that, and the mood and the vibe, you know, is great going into this game, another final, you know. So yeah, just good vibes, and we're ready to go again.
Yeah.
Hi, Bukayo.
Hello.
Another massive game tomorrow, and last season PSG knocked you out in the semi-final. So do you use any of that fire to drive you for the match tomorrow?
I think we have enough fire going into the game tomorrow. We know the history of the club, and we know that tomorrow we can write history as players in winning it for the first time. So that already for us is a lot of motivation, I'd say.
Darmesh?
Hi there, Martin. Your manager talked a lot about visualising lifting the Premier League trophy. I just want to know what the visualisation compared to the reality, and have your dreams now been filled with lifting the biggest trophy?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's been like that since I was a little kid. I've been dreaming about winning these trophies, you know, since I grew up playing football. And yeah, when I started playing football with my friends, you know, in the little pitch next to my house, I was dreaming of this moment, you know, to win trophies, play this final, and of course win it. So that dream has been there, you know, the whole life, and of course now the last few weeks a little bit more.
Hey, Bukayo. Every young Arsenal fan's probably living their dreams through what you're doing. Can you just put into words how you deal and embrace that pressure and that expectation?
I don't think about it too much. That's my thing. I just try and enjoy it, focus on the moment, stay present, and leave the rest in God's hands.
John?
Hello, John Cross, Daily Mirror. Bukayo, just following on from that, I think every fan, though, really appreciates an academy kid, someone who's come through the ranks. So just can you put it into words what kind of winning the title means, and then completing the double as Champions, you know, league winner, what that would mean, even getting to this point, would mean to you as success?
Yeah, of course. We all know where my journey started. 7, 8-year-old at Haylen Road, and this was a long way away. Trying to win the Premier League, trying to win the Champions League with Arsenal, and it feels like this last week, you know, it's all kind of become a reality. And tomorrow, yeah, I'm very excited at the opportunity to win another trophy here, and yeah, just create that history for the club that I love.
Martin, just on that history, as players, as a group, what does that mean? It would be the first time that Arsenal would win the European Cup, would win the Champions League. That sort of driver. You did it with 22 years last week, the first time ever this time. What sort of driver is that?
No, for sure, it's something special that we can achieve that has not been done before. And as you say, it was 22 years since we last won the Premier League, and now finally we did it. So we want to make even more history. And you know, when you get the taste of winning and lifting a trophy, you know how nice it feels. So obviously we want to do it again, and yeah, it would mean a lot to everyone, to our supporters, you know. So yeah, we're ready to do it, and looking forward to the game.
Simon?
Bukayo, we saw earlier this season that Thierry Henry reached out to you before that game with West Ham message. I just wonder if he's been in touch before this final, and if not, maybe will you reach out to him for a few words of advice?
Yeah, he messaged me earlier, to be fair. I think he's outside. He told me he's coming. But yeah, it's been a consistent theme throughout the season, especially in the good and bad moments. So yeah, I have a lot of love for him, and I appreciate that.
Can you reveal what the message was?
No, I just said afternoon, like, hope you're well, like, I'm gonna be here at the open session. I just said, oh, perfect, like, see you after.
And just one for you, Martin. I saw Patrick Vieira send you a video message the other day. What did that mean to get that sort of message from an Arsenal captain? And for you, obviously Vieira was a great captain, but you can be the first to lift this trophy.
Yeah, of course, special. Proper club legend and everything he's done. And, you know, I've seen videos and clips, and I've heard stories, and yeah, such a special leader, you know, that he was here at the club. And yeah, to get a message from him is special. And as you say, now we have the chance to do something that they haven't done as well, you know, so it's something nice to play for. And as I said, we're just looking forward to the game now, and yeah, we can't wait to play now.
Sam?
Hi, question for Martin. Does it feel different now that you have won the Premier League? We know how much that pressure was on. We know how much of a burden that was for the whole team. That's gone now. Do you feel like a different person, different player? And will it help?
Don't feel like a different person, but obviously it was something really, really special, and something we was, you know, fighting for so long. And of course, like you say, with that pressure, with the outside noise of people saying we can't do it and all that, of course that's gone. And I don't know, for us it doesn't change a lot, other than it's an amazing feeling and an amazing achievement. But the mindset is still the same. We want to come here and win tomorrow. So I think we just have to take all the positives, all the good feelings, all the good energy, and the good experiences. We've been through a lot as a group, and I think everything we've been through, you know, prepared us well for these last few weeks, and again tomorrow, you know. So yeah, we're ready for it, and just looking forward to play now.
James?
Hi, question for Bukayo or Martin, or both of you.
So there you go, Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard looking relaxed and confident, as they may well be after winning that Premier League title. We've got loads more to come.
Well, Arsenal hoping to win their first Champions League title tomorrow in Budapest. Standing in their way, the reigning champions PSG, and that man, Luis Enrique. Let's have a listen.
And it's very difficult. It would be difficult for any team, and historical for us.
Bonjour, Luis Enrique.
Hi, Luis Enrique. I'm from 11 Mondial. Apart from the tactical aspect of this game, how are you going to be able, or have you just cut and copied your prep from last year for this game against Arsenal? If we were to talk about just the training sessions, for me, I'm really trying to looking at managing the rest time. But for prep, yeah, we've spent time analysing an opponent. It's an opponent that we know very well. We played against, in fact, we've played against them last year and the year before. There are always little things that you can fine-tune. I think we can tweak our performance up front and down the back as well. And that's what we do in our sessions. And in terms of managing a final, it's different, especially in such a wonderful stadium. And tomorrow it's also about making the most of it, enjoying it. But for the Champions League final, you never know when you're going to be back in finals. You need to make the most of it. Hi, Baptiste, I'm on your left. Last year, after the final, you said, yes, you believed in your project from the beginning, but you were quite taken aback that it had worked so quickly with young players. And now with another Champions League final in the pipeline, are you taken aback with the magnitude of your work, or is this... Have you settled in? There is always a lot of hustle and bustle. There's always, people have always got something to say about PSG. This has been the case. This was the case last year. This was the case. This has been the case since the get-go. You need to be ready. And if next season we lose 3 consecutive games, it'll be complete chaos. That's how football works. We are used to this, but we have shown for the last 3 seasons now that we are a team that plays
fait de la compétition un vrai plaisir.
that
Je pense que on est
gets great
montré
pleasure,
cette constance.
enjoys it, and we want to be constant and consistent.
Bonjour coach.
Hi coach, Nicolas Kyokup for the journal du dimanche. Are you more apprehensive about the final tomorrow against Arsenal because you are reigning champions, title holders, than the last final because it was about going in for the win rather than defending it? We're talking about the final. Final's always a difficult game. Last year was exceptional.
Une supériorité que ce n'est pas la vraie, ce n'est pas la réelle entre les Paris Saint-Germain et l'Inter, mais le football, c'est comme ça. Et dans cette finale, je ne sais. Je pense qu'il y a un favori, je le dis honnêtement. Mais ce que c'est clair, c'est de profiter les petits détails, c'est profiter les choses qui peuvent être importantes, savoir être dans les matchs pendant les 90 minutes.
We'll have to give it all for the 90 minutes, but also enjoy those 90 minutes. There's always a lot of tension. It's about knowing how to manage that stress. That's important.
Bonjour Luis Enrique.
Hi Luis Enrique, Olivier from Canal Plus right at the back. There was a statement made by Mikel Arteta that really got the fans riled up. He said, "We will be European champions on Saturday." And people said, "You know what? You should stick that up in your dressing room." Is this something that you think that can be additional motivation? I don't think there's any better motivation than winning the Champions League. The rest is just strategy. But we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see who is the better and also who's won. Because that's it. We both won our championships, our respective leagues, and I'm going to focus on what's positive for my team so that we can show the best of ourselves tomorrow.
Hello, Luis Enrique Ramirez from Televisa Univision. They asked me to do it in English, a pesar de que hablo español, pero lo hacemos en inglés, Mister. I wanted to ask you, when you were announced as a head coach here in PSG, 5th July 2023, did you imagine what would you do with this Paris Saint-Germain? And they talk in the ambience, if you could let this team to win a second Champions League in a row of a birth of maybe a dynasty of PSG. I want to know your thoughts about that. Did you imagine the first day you were named head coach of PSG, did you thought you could do all what you have accomplished?
Of course, that was my objective. It was my goal, the goal of the club, the goal of the sporting director. Yeah, it was in the plan. Maybe not faster than we achieved it, but I think we deserve to win the last Champions League. We were, for me, the best or the better team. And yeah, it's more easy when you have the possibilities that we have as a coach and the facilities that the club and of course the level of the players that I have to achieve those goals. And in this moment, we are thinking about the future. The future is winning tomorrow another important trophy, and that's the goal.
Hello. Luis Enrique, hi. Dharmesh from Sky Sports News. Just two-part question. First of all, the fitness of Hakimi and Nuno Mendes. Are they fit? And also, last year, you had the motivation of trying to create history for this club by winning the first Champions League. Now Arsenal have that same motivation. How powerful is that?
Yeah, it's powerful. But you know how powerful it is try to win the second Champions League in a row? It's bigger. So we are in advance. And Haki, Nuno, they are okay. They are able to play tomorrow.
Dernière question pour Luis Enrique. Hola Luis, de este lado,
Hola,
Juanjo
Luis
Rueda de
Enrique.
Fox. Estamos en vivo para toda
Over here.
Latinoamérica. Recuerdo después de la fase de liga que nos
We
decías que estabas
know
convencido de
that
que tu
this
equipo
is, we're
era el
convinced
mejor
that this
para
team is
enfrentar
the
esta ronda de
best team to
eliminatorias. Y
come
aquí estamos.
out of
Puestos a
the
este momento,
rounds.
más allá de lo
So maybe we
futbolístico,
could talk
cuando
about
miras a
this
los ojos a tus
huge
jugadores,
footballistic
¿qué es
moment,
lo que te hace
especially
estar
with
tan
your
convencido de
players,
que pueden
and
ganar
what are
partidos como el de
you
mañana?
doing and what are you doing for tomorrow?
Bueno, pues en primer lugar porque somos los actuales campeones.
So
Segundo
to
lugar
begin
porque
with,
no ha habido
because
ningún
we
equipo en
are
estos
the
2 últimos
reigning
años que
champions,
haya tenido
but
peor
also because
calendario,
there
es
hasn't
decir,
been any
calendario más
other
difícil.
team over the
Eso nos
course
ha
of the past
expuesto
years that
muchísimo,
have had a
nos ha hecho perder
schedule as
partidos,
bad as
pero
ours.
nos ha hecho
We had a very
crecer
difficult
y porque
year.
mañana
This
lo que yo espero y deseo es
made
que
us
se vea
lose
una
games,
gran
but it
final de
also made us
fútbol,
grow as
que
well.
sea una
And
fiesta
what
para
I
el
hope
fútbol
tomorrow is that
y
we're
que
going
pueda
to
ganar el
have
equipo que
a
juega mejor al fútbol.
great
En eso no tengo ninguna
football
duda.
festival. And
Dembélé.
for years, and finally
un
you
an
won
après
it
à défendre
last
ce
year,
titre.
and a year
C'est quand
later
même une
you're
position
defending
particulière.
champions and you're
Comment
defending
vous, en
your
interne, vous
silverware.
vivez le
So
moment
how do
et
you, how
comment
are
vous
you
l'avez
going through
préparé
this?
sur
How
le
are
plan
you feeling
psychologique?
this, and how have
Merci.
you prepared for this
Très
on
bien,
a
on
maybe
profite
mental aspect?
de
Yeah, really well.
tous
We're
ces moments-là. Voilà, on est très
on a
concentrés,
high. We
comme je
make the
l'ai dit,
most of
on
these
a un
different
groupe
moments.
jeune,
We're still very focused. I
on
said
a
that we're quite a
un
young
staff
squad.
incroyable et des
We've
joueurs
got
incroyables
incredible
qui
staff.
ont
We've
envie
got
de gagner
incredible
des
players.
trophées.
Well,
Et
that
non,
desire
on
to
le vit
win.
très bien sereinement.
So,
Voilà, on a faim
yeah, we're all quite
de pouvoir
calm.
gagner voilà,
And
tous ces
we
trophées, que ce soit la
know
Ligue des
that we
Champions, le
can win
championnat
these
ou la Coupe.
championships. We were talking about the championship, the cup,
Comme je l'ai
the
dit, on est des
Champions League.
compétiteurs. Voilà,
We're very
si on veut,
competitive. We're in it to win
si on
it.
veut être des
And
grands joueurs, on
if
doit
we
gagner
want to be
plusieurs
great
fois
players,
ce genre de
we know
trophées-là.
that
Non, on a
these are the
faim
types
et
of trophies
on
that we
espère
need to be winning
que
time
demain,
and
ça
time
va bien se
again.
passer.
And we hope that things will go well tomorrow
Bonjour
for
Ousmane,
us.
Giovanni
Hi
Castaldi, la chaîne
Ousmane,
L'équipe sur votre droite.
I'm from
Juste
l'équipe.
là.
I'm over
Bonjour Ousmane,
here.
est-ce que vous,
Hi
vous diriez que
Ousmane.
Luis Enrique est le plus
Would you
grand
say that
coach
Luis
que vous avez eu dans
Enrique
votre
is
carrière
the
ou celui qui a le
best,
plus d'impact? Et par rapport à
coach
votre
of all
jeu, vous
time
estimez que vous
in
avez
your
plus
career, or
progressé
the one who has
avec
had
ou sans
the
ballon? Parce
biggest
que
impact,
statistiquement, vous avez
the one that
explosé,
you've
mais
been
sans
able
ballon, vous êtes devenu
to
un leader de
develop
pressing
with and
exceptionnel.
without the ball?
Merci.
Because also when you've
Ouais,
not got the ball, you're a leader, especially from a pressing point
c'est l'un
of
des
view.
meilleurs entraîneurs
I
que
think
j'ai
he's
eu
one of the best coaches I've ever had. Yeah,
durant ma carrière. Ouais, il
throughout
m'a
my career,
beaucoup fait progresser
he's
avec et sans ballon
helped
aussi.
me progress a lot with and without the
Et
ball.
non, c'est des choses tactiques qui me donnent
He gives me tactical
à chaque fois et j'essaye de répondre sur le
advice,
terrain. Après,
and I
comme je
try
l'ai
and
dit,
implement what he's telling me
plus
on
tu prends
the
de l'âge, plus
pitch.
tu prends de l'expérience sur le terrain.
But the older you get, the
Et
more
que ce
experience you
soit
get on the
avec
pitch as well.
Luis Enrique ou les autres
Either with
entraîneurs
Luis Enrique
que
or
j'ai
with
eus.
the other
Mais
coaches
j'ai
that I've
aussi
had
des joueurs
in
incroyables
the
autour de
past.
moi. Donc,
But I'm also
c'est un peu plus
surrounded
facile.
by incredible players, which makes my life easier.
Ousmane, bonjour. Sur votre
Ousmane,
gauche,
on your left,
Yanovine de TF1.
Yanvin from
On a croisé des supporters qui
TF1.
sont venus en voiture, qui ont
We
fait 17 heures de
actually
route,
saw a
d'autres
couple
qui
of
font des
supporters
correspondances via la
who've been
Roumanie.
driving for
On a l'impression
17
qu'encore
hours
plus
to
qu'avant,
come
peut-être
here.
vous êtes
Some
soutenus
of
et
them
qu'ils
have
sont
come
prêts à
through
faire des folies
Romania,
pour vous
but
soutenir.
your
Comment vous
fans are
voyez ça?
willing to battle
Oui,
it
c'est
through
énorme.
thick and
On a
thin
vu
to get
tout
here.
l'engouement qu'il y
Yeah,
a
it's a great.
autour de cette
We
finale.
saw everything
Déjà
that's going, all the
depuis la
hustle and
saison
bustle around the
dernière,
final.
quand on a gagné
Since last
notre premier
season,
titre en Ligue des Champions.
when we won
Et
our
non, ça nous
first
donne
Champions League
énormément de
title,
confiance.
but
On est heureux que tous les
I'm
supporters
happy, we're delighted that all of
parisiens
our
vont
fans,
voir
all of
cette
the
finale.
Parisian
Et
fans are going to be here to
voilà
watch the
aussi,
final.
on attend aussi,
And
ils attendent beaucoup de nous de ce match.
We
Et
also know that their expectations
voilà,
are
comme je
high
l'ai dit,
for the
on
game
espère les
tomorrow.
rendre heureux
And as I
après
mentioned,
ce
we
match-là.
hope to be able to
Dernière
give them what
question
they
pour
want.
Ousmane Dembélé.
Last question for Ousmane Dembélé,
Ousmane,
please.
à votre droite.
Ousmane, on your
Lionel
right,
Abba
please.
from
Lionel
Oko, Russia.
Abba from Oko,
There were
Russia.
a lot of games last season for you in Paris Saint-Germain on 65. This season 55 for you. How do you feel? What did you change in your preparation to stay fit until the end of the season?
Comme je l'ai dit, c'était une saison particulière. La saison dernière, on a joué énormément de matchs. On a terminé, je crois, mi-juillet. On n'a pas eu beaucoup de vacances où on a enchaîné sur la Super Coupe d'Europe. Et non, on a essayé d'être prêt physiquement surtout. Le coach nous a aussi laissé beaucoup de jours de libre pour pouvoir se reposer et déconnecter un peu du football. Après, voilà, c'est comme ça, c'est la compétition. Il y a énormément de matchs, que ce soit la Coupe, le championnat ou la Ligue des Champions. Et comme je l'ai dit, le coach et tout son staff ont très bien géré tous les joueurs du Paris Saint-Germain cette saison. Et non, moi j'aime quand il y a beaucoup de matchs, à dire que c'est bon signe. Si tu joues fin mai en Ligue des Champions, une finale, c'est vraiment incroyable. Je pense que le coach et tout le staff ont très bien géré cette saison-là.
really managed this season exceptionally well.
Continues to build ahead of tomorrow night's Champions League final between Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain. Our reporter Dharmesh is at the Pushkash Arena and we can join him again now. Dharmesh, you were at the PSG news conference just, 20 or so minutes ago. And there's some big team news. Remind us of that from a PSG point of view.
Yeah, there certainly is, Will. As you can see, the Paris Saint-Germain players are out there now for their open training session. They're contracted to have the cameras here for a whole hour, which is very different to normal Champions League games, which is around 10 to 15 minutes. If I just get out of the way, then I can explain what Luis Enrique and the players have been saying. You mentioned that there were a few fitness issues going into this final. Ballon d'Or holder Ousmane Dembélé was one of those issues. He had a calf issue when PSG played their final Ligue 1 game against Paris FC. He has since said he will be fit. He is actually one of the players that PSG put in front of the media a few moments ago, and he said, I will be 100% fit for the final tomorrow night. I guess that means a bit of bad news for Arsenal as that incredible front three of Dembélé, Désiré Doué and Kvaratskhelia Kvaratskhelia should all start now for Paris Saint-Germain. Kvaratskhelia, of course, a huge danger man for Arsenal. Only Kylian Mbappe and Harry Kane have more goals in this season's competition. A couple of other big injury concerns going into this game for PSG was in the full-back position. Achraf Hakimi came off with a thigh issue in the semi-final first leg against Bayern Munich. He hadn't played since. Nuno Mendes also came off in that game with a thigh problem. He did make the second leg, but then aggravated that problem. I just asked Luis Enrique in that news conference whether both of those players would be fit. He said, yes, they are okay and they are available. So just to sum up, Ousmane Dembélé, Achraf Hakimi and Nuno Mendes all fit for this game against Arsenal in the Champions League final.
Dharmesh, PSG trying to retain the Champions League, something very few teams have ever managed to do. If they can get that over the line against Arsenal, how big an achievement would that be? Will we be talking about Paris Saint-Germain as one of the greatest of all time?
I mean, it certainly looks like they could be on the verge of, creating a dynasty or a PSG era in the Champions League. They did make history last season, didn't they? Finally getting a Champions League over the line for the very first time. Win it again tomorrow, and they will become just the second team to successfully defend the trophy since the league phase was introduced back in 1992. The other team, of course, they love this competition, Real Madrid. And in Luis Enrique, you would have to say they have one of the best managers in European football. Won the domestic treble in his first season as the club moved away from that Galactico approach that they had taken on. And when Kylian Mbappe left 2 years ago, it paved the way really for a style Luis Enrique wanted to implement with young players. And I think you can safely say that style has come to fruition. It's easy to forget that in the last 2 seasons, PSG didn't actually qualify automatically for the round of 16. They finished outside the top 8 in that group phase. They were required via a playoff to continue their progress in the competition. But continue their progress they did, and I think it's safe to say that Luis Enrique and PSG quite like a game against English opposition. So Arsenal, you have been warned. Last season, you remember, they beat Manchester City, they beat Liverpool, they beat Aston Villa, and then of course they beat Arsenal in the semi-finals. This season it was Chelsea and of course Liverpool in the quarter-finals. They were both taken care of in the knockout stages. I think Luis Enrique was also asked the question in that news conference about whether this was a meeting of two opposites almost, the irresistible force that is PSG, and some might call the immovable object that is Arsenal and their defence. He said, look, there are two teams with two ideas, and he didn't say one was right and one was wrong. And he was full of praise, you'd have to say, for Arsenal to win the league. They said they fully deserve to win the league. He said that they were under huge competition with Manchester City on their tails throughout the season. And he also had wholesome praise for Mikel Arteta. He said, look, 6.5 years in the job, and now he knows exactly the team that he is coaching. So let's see who comes out on top tomorrow, because I put it to Luis Enrique that Arsenal will have that sort of drive that PSG had last season when they went into that final against Inter Milan in Munich, knowing that they could create history by winning the Champions League for the first time ever. Arsenal are in that position tomorrow night. They go into this game trying to win the Champions League for the first time in their history. Luis Enrique says, yes, that is a very powerful motivation to try and win it for the first time. But then he said, trying to win it back-to-back, that is even stronger a motivation for a team. Kick-off here at the Puskás Arena tomorrow is at 5 o'clock, but plenty to come right here on Sky Sports News throughout the afternoon, not least Arsenal facing the media. Manager Mikel Arteta alongside skipper Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka. They will answer questions to the media at around 5:15. We will bring you that right here on Sky Sports News as the build-up to the 2026 Champions League final continues.
Thank you very much, Darmesh. Yes, Darmesh mentioned there. We heard from the PSG head coach Luis Enrique in the last hour. Victory against Arsenal tomorrow will put Enrique among an elusive group of managers that have won 2 straight Champions League titles. Well, ahead of that final, Eberechi Eze sat down with his cousin, comedian Andrew Mensah, to talk about title-winning celebrations and how confident the squad are heading out to Budapest.
Crazy. The moment that it happened, we were obviously up here watching, just praying that the game went our way, and it did, and then just seeing the relief, the joy, the love. As we're driving out of here, we're seeing all the fans piling out. It's crazy, man. So, yeah, special day, special moment.
I want to talk up to you and ask you, how important is celebrating? Because I feel like, obviously, you've got a big game coming out in the Champions League. When it's Arsenal, the celebration police are out already. But how important is it to actually go, let me shake a leg, let me let loose, let me let loose?
I think it's important, man, because like life is about moments, and when you have moments like that that mean so much to people, I feel like you have to take a moment to try to enjoy that and live in that, because yeah, the football industry especially, it's always that next game, the next thing, the next whatever, and there's always that pressure to look ahead. But yeah. So for me, anyways, it was more just trying to enjoy this madness that we've been able to do, because we know what it means.
What did South London do to make you come to North London? Like, what did that do? Like, that moments, those times in South,
okay,
how did that journey take you to North London?
I would say I think there's always been that connection from being at Arsenal from young, and travelling to the training ground, to Hayland or whatever, travelling to the stadium. We've always had that connection. But I would say South London prepared me for this. So like growing up, the way we play football, where we grew up playing football, the environments that we were around, I think all of that's character building, I think. And it's prepared me to be in a position that I'm in now, to help me to carry myself the way I do.
Big game, Champions League. What's the mood like? How you feeling? I know you're calm about it, but how you, after everything that you've achieved, do you feel pressure? Like, would you just tell me what you feel?
Well, just enjoyment, man. That's all I got. That's all I got. Enjoyment and gratitude, because, well, this is where I've dreamed of being. This is where all of us have been dreaming of being. These are like the conversations that we would have when we were younger, bro. When we're playing FIFA or playing PES, it's like, this is it. So to be here now, I don't want to allow anxiety to ruin my mood.
How do you play the game and not the occasion? Like, in anything you're doing?
I'll be real, it's what you told me, you know?
Yeah, come on, hey, tell him, hey.
He said to me, football is still football. Wherever you go, you can play there, you can play here, you can do, but football, the game, is the game. It's the same game. You're saying about comedy, you can't, because you're doing live at the Apollo, you're doing it different to up the creek. It's the same team. You got to manage. You're still saying the same jokes. You get it? So for me, that has massively helped me so much, man. Because it is the same lines on the pitch, same. The ball's still round. If it's round, man can handle it somehow. So that's my mentality now.
If we win the Champions League, I need a new car, bro. No. Hey, I need a new car. Facts.
What does that even mean, though?
No. Motivation.
I'm not gonna... Motivation for who?
For you. Hey, God loves a child.
Right, less than 30 hours until kick-off in the Champions League final as Arsenal look to beat holders PSG and complete a famous double. Darmeshev is in Budapest for us. And Darmesh, I bet the atmosphere is brilliant.
It is absolutely fantastic. Good morning to you, Tom. They call it the biggest trophy in European football. They're not wrong. Look at the size of that Champions League trophy. We are at the Champions Fans Festival here in Heroes Square, and there's so much to do here, including getting your own memento. Morning, Tom. Yeah, that's right. And if you look around, there is so much to do here. DJ Jammy, I'm told, who is big in the DJing world, is spinning the tunes for everyone to enjoy here. So many fans here from an Arsenal and a Paris Saint-Germain persuasion and from fans all around the world. The atmosphere here is absolutely incredible. So much to do. You got refreshments, food, drink, anything you want, and activities as well. And here we are. Look at this marching band here. I'll just let you listen to these guys for a little bit. They've been brilliant. The Band of the Streets, they're called. Absolutely fantastic. And just behind there, on that pitch, is a little Legends match going on. Ashley Cole, former Arsenal left-back, of course, and who played in that 2006 Champions League final. The last time Arsenal were in a Champions League final, he's been playing there, as has Ivan Rakitic, the former Barcelona and Sevilla midfielder. But look, this is a fans festival, and where would we be without the fans? And have a look at this. They can get their pictures alongside the team lineups from both Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain. And look at this, just right on cue. As you can see, we have been greeted by a whole load of Arsenal fans. Give us a quick cheer. Let's have a quick word with these guys. Right, you've won the league, 22 years in the waiting. Do you think that is going to give you the confidence to make history tomorrow?
Oh, yes. Definitely. 1-0 to the Arsenal.
1-0 to the Arsenal. We've never heard that one before. What's the key? What's the key in this game? Because I know a lot of Arsenal fans are very confident at the moment, but are you forgetting how quite good PSG are?
I think we got the best defence, they got the best attack, so I don't think it'll come down to many goals.
The irresistible force against the immovable object, maybe?
Hopefully. The two English clubs have already won European trophies, so why not third time luck?
Right, who here, and be honest, early in his reign was doubting Mikel Arteta? Oh, here he is. Here he is. Come on. Come on. You're not doubting him anymore, are you?
No, definitely not. I was in the beginning a little bit. I weren't doubting him, but some of the decisions he made, I was thinking, why are you doing that? But obviously, whatever he's done, it's worked. So
exactly right. Quick prediction.
5-0 Arsenal.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Yeah, I'll go with that.
2-0. 2-0.
1-0. I've said
1-0 to the Arsenal. Right. Now, we have forewarned you, no swearing. We're on live TV on Sky Sports News, so give us a little song. One of your favourite ones, after 3. 1, 2, 3.
We got Super Mikel Arteta. He knows exactly what we need. Get me at the back, stab me in the sack. Arsenal win the Champions League.
Brilliant stuff. So, they've actually changed that song because that song used to end with Arsenal are going to win the Premier League. They've changed that, Tom, to Arsenal are going to win the Champions League. Right, just to give you an idea, I'll let Simon just have a look at all of the stuff that's going on here. The timetable for the rest of today is that PSG, Luis Enrique, Marquinhos and Ousmane Dembele, who up until a week ago was a doubt for this game. They will be addressing the media from around 2:45 your time, and thereafter there will be a 1-hour training session open to the media as well. And then at around 5:15, Mikel Arteta, captain Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka, they will be answering questions to the media, and they will be holding a 1-hour open training session as well. The build-up is well and truly on, a little over 24 hours to go. And then, of course, all eyes will be on the Puskás Arena. Paris Saint-Germain against Arsenal in the Champions League final. And this is what they are playing for, the Champions League trophy. Will it be Paris Saint-Germain back-to-back, or will Arsenal get it over the line for the very first time in their history?
That was sensational. Dharmesh, thank you.
OK, you had plenty of time there, no excuses. Should have got your phones out. Right, 1 day left now until the Champions League final as Arsenal and PSG look to complete a famous double. Let's head to Budapest where that final will take place. And Dharmesh Sheth is there for us. Dharmesh, take it away.
Yes, thank you very much indeed. Good afternoon from a very atmospheric Champions Fan Festival in Hope Square. I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Tom Canton, Arsenal reporter for Football London and The Mirror, and Matt Verry, football reporter for The Standard. Tom, let me start with you first of all. The long 22-year wait has ended as far as the Premier League title is concerned. They've been celebrating, the fans, some of the players as well, all week. How much do you think that is going to give them ahead of tomorrow, confidence-wise and belief-wise?
Yeah, I think it's changed my mind in terms of like the league, in terms of what we've achieved this season, because when you're looking at that ability to get it over the line, the ability to do it, to achieve it, I think winning the Premier League gives you that extra little moment, that extra little push. And so going into this week, they absolutely have all the belief, all the confidence and relaxation that they needed to go into this final.
Matt, Josh Kroenke, the co-chair, has been quoted this week as saying the utmost priority is to tie down Mikel Arteta to that new contract. Of course, that contract is up next summer. I mean, there was never any doubt, was there? Because the way that Arsenal work, everyone is united at the top of that club, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think that was ever in doubt. I think when it came to the contract, it was more maybe a decision for Mikel Arteta. If it had been another season of finishing second, does he reconsider? Because he admitted to us last week he had some doubts during the last 6 years whether he was good enough. But I think the board, the journey he's taken this club on, you look at where they were 6 years ago, couldn't even get into Europe. Now they're here, chance to win the Champions League for the first time ever. It's been a huge journey. Mikel Arteta's led that, so I don't think there's any doubt the club want to tie him down.
Yeah, and since he's led them back into the Champions League, Matt, quarter-final, semi-final, and now final. But you could argue that this is going to be the biggest test now, isn't it?
Certainly the biggest test. You know, if I had on paper, you know, Leverkusen Sporting, you've always backed them to beat. Atletico was a tough tie. This is a massive step up. I feel like they ran PSG fairly close last season. PSG obviously went on to win. I think it does come down to what difference winning the league has made for Arsenal. If it has lifted that pressure off their shoulders, they believe they're winners now, then that could make all the difference.
Matt says it could make all the difference, the fact that they've won the league. Tom, you alluded to that before, but there are certain team decisions and selection decisions that Mikel Arteta and Luis Enrique is going to have to make. But if you look at Arteta himself, the right-back area, even the left-back area, the midfield, who plays up front, who plays on the left, so many decisions to make. What do you think he might go with?
With this being the biggest game of the season, I mean the last game of the season, at right back Jurriën Timber, there is a small chance he can be fit. I think he starts. Calafiori in the left-hand side.
Over 2 months out though.
I know, and it's a big call, but this is the biggest game of all. And I think if you've got a chance of 50-60% Timber over an out-of-position Mosquera, you go with Timber for however long he can play. Calafiori at left-back, definitely. The midfield three, personally, Declan Rice, Lewis Skelly, Ødegaard would be mine. And then I'd go Kai Havertz up top. He's on a Champions League himself, scored a Champions League final winning goal. And I think that combination with Ødegaard and Saka that's so well established, those three getting back together, create a lot of problems for PSG.
I know you're just about old enough to remember the last time Arsenal were in a Champions League final. I'm guessing all the fans and maybe some of the players in that squad at the time were probably thinking, well, got to a Champions League final, this is going to happen every year. 20 long years later, does it have a feeling of maybe, I don't know, this is the time that Arsenal can actually get over the line?
Yeah, definitely. And unlike in 2006, having won the Premier League, again, you've got that it's not the only trophy you can lift like it was then. I also think that it is the beginning of a process now for Arsenal, not the end of a 6-year run. It's a point in the season where they win it now. They can go on and win multiple trophies. But I think we'll see Arsenal back in the Champions League final again in the coming seasons. That's the exciting thing for all the fans around us now.
Fantastic stuff, Tom. Matt, one final one to you. We've spoken about Mikel Arteta. We've talked about his team selections as well. The two managers at the moment, would you say now Pep Guardiola has left Manchester City, are there any better managers around at the moment in Europe?
I think Luis Enrique has proved that right. Led PSG last season Champions League. The big question for Mikel Arteta was, can he win something? Can he get over the line? Now he's done that. He has certainly elevated himself. If he wins tomorrow, he's right up there in contention with Arsenal's best managers ever, right? It probably goes down as Arsenal's best ever season. So this is another chance. I feel like the Premier League takes you to one level. If you lead a club to the Champions League, that takes you to very top tier among managers. And yeah, that's a chance Arteta has tomorrow.
Matt, Tom, thank you very much indeed. Right, for the rest of the day, it is a media day and it is very, very busy indeed. At around 2:45, Luis Enrique and Marquinhos and Ousmane Dembele will be facing the media. PSG will then hold an open training session. Straight after that, Mikel Arteta, skipper Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka will face the media themselves, followed by their open training session. And then the talking will stop and it'll be all down to the Puskás Arena, where that trophy right over there will be up for grabs. Will it be PSG back-to-back, or will it be Arsenal for the first time in their history?
Thank you, Dar.